Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to tell you about the two most important functions from the compound objectives that are boolean and pro-boolean functions. The compound objects are very useful in constructing the architectural models, like for civil engineers and for the architect. This function is going to be very important. At this moment on the screen, I have already modeled a wall with around 3 cubes in it and another one of the cuboid and another of cuboid at the upper corner. At the first instance, it looks like an wall with 3 windows, one door and one ventilation. Why? Because it was made for that purpose. Okay. So on the right hand side, we are having our command panel in which we are having a create tab. Then we have the geometry menu. Then we have a drop down menu in which we have studied standard, extended, stairs, doors. And now at this point of time, we are going to study the compound objects. We are going to select compound objects from here. At the beginning, we can see there are only two options available, that is blob mesh and mesh. In this video, we are going to study this boolean and this pro-boolean method, which are currently inactive. They will only be active when you are going to select an object. For example, I'll go to perspective view and I'll hold Alt plus W to make it full screen. Now, you can see these are the cuboids. Okay, they are not an opening or a door. We can say at this instant that this cuboid represents the size of a door. These 3 cubes represent a size of the window. This one cuboid represents the size of the ventilation. Okay, now we need to subtract them from the wall. This here is our wall. If I select our wall, then some of the options will get active. Okay, so for this, we are going to see how we are going to perform this. We are going to study Boolean and pro-Boolean method. If I click on Boolean, then it will have a bunch of options. Okay. First is Boolean parameters. Then we are having operand parameters. The operand parameters means what is going to happen if you are going to click on any other operand. Okay. Operands means the other product. Okay. The product other than the one selected. So if the union is selected and if you go and click add operand and then you go and click on this door, let's say, okay, then this both will become union. If I click W and I move them, okay, you can see they are now union. They can be moved by together. I'll control Z. I'll select the wall again. I'll go to Boolean again. Then we are having option merge, intersect, attach, insert, and subtract. Try all by yourself and try to find out the difference between them. I'm going to show you this subtract one, which is very important. If I click subtract, and then if I click add operands, and then if I click this door, then it will be subtracted from here. Okay. So this is how the wall can be subtracted by the door. I'll control that. You can do the same with the windows also. The add operands function is already active. I can go into window and click it. It will be subtracted. Okay. I can go click it. It will be subtracted. So these are same. In previous version of 3ds Max, the booleans were applied only for one object. So you can only subtract one object at a time. But now Boolean and pro-Boolean both are doing the same thing. Okay, so you can also use Boolean and you can also use pro-Boolean. But pro-Boolean has some more function. Okay, so try this 6 of the function by yourself and check what are the results. I'll go on the pro-Boolean now. I have selected the wall already. I'll go to pro-Boolean. Now there are some other parameters. First, it is pick Boolean. It is asking for the picking method. Then we are having the parameters. Then we have the display result and all. This box will show you what kind of geometry you are getting selected. Whatever the box you select, it will be displayed here. Its name will be displayed here. So let's say, for example, in parameters, we are taking subtraction because this is quite common. So we will select subtract. Now in pick Boolean, there are two options: reference, copy, instance, and move. 3ds Max is asking in this tab that if you pick an object other than this wall, then what you want to do? We know it will subtract it, but what you want to do with that selected object? You want to move it away, that is you want to delete it, or you want to make a copy of instance, or you want to just make a copy, or you want a reference. Okay, so we'll learn them one by one. I'll click on move, that is by default selected, and we'll click subtraction. Now we'll click the start picking option. I'll click start picking, and I'll go on the door and I'll pick it. I'll click it. Okay, if I click it, the opening will be made and the door is gone. Okay, that keyword is gone. I'll control Z. At this point of time, I will click now the instance, and then I'll start picking is already active. I'll go and pick the door, but nothing happened. Why? We can see it by pressing escape, and we can select our door, and by clicking W or by selecting move it command, you can move it out. I'll move it out. Okay, so we can see the subtraction has made, but the wall is here, but it had made an instance of it. So if you go on the, by selecting this keyboard, if you go on to the modify command panel and you increase its width, you can see the width of the subtraction is also getting varied. Why? Because we have made an instance of it. In a lecture, previous lecture of copy, move, scale, and all, we have learned about instance. It will make an instance of it. Okay, so control Z, and I'll again control Z. Okay, here there is a box present, that means the subtraction is still there. I'll again control Z. Okay, I can go and check if yes, it is still there. I can control them now. That thing is gone. That means there is no subtraction. Okay, I'll select wall again. I'll go to that boolean. Now we are having another option of copy. It will just copy it. Okay, it will not change anything. It will just copy it. I'll copy it and I'll select the door. And if I press W to move it, you can see, sorry, I'll select the wall. I press W and you can see these are just a copy. You can modify. Now you can increase it and do whatever, but there will be no effect on the subtraction. Okay, so this is about pro-boolean, but pro-boolean has an advantage over the simple boolean method, and the advantage is that you have the facility of this options: reference, copy, move, and instance. In boolean, it directly subtract and move the object away from the viewport. Okay, so in this way you can also subtract this windows and this ventilation. So we'll do it. Okay, and it will be a quick revision for this video also. Okay, we will select the wall from which we want to subtract the thing. We will go on to the compound objects from the command panel. Then we will select pro boolean. Okay, in the pro boolean we will select in parameters subtraction because we need to subtract it. On this pick boolean we will click move because we want to delete all these things, and we will click start picking. Now we'll start picking the things that we want to delete. I'll click this to window 1, window 2, window 3, door 1, and ventilation. Okay, now alt and mid wheel, you can rotate it and see how the subtraction has made. This was as simple as that. Try it by yourself, and if you have any problem and if you're stuck somewhere, please do let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, please do give a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.